Hi everyone, good morning. This morning we are planting by my front door here in Fort Worth, Texas, zone 8. And I decided to plant some hellebores, a hydrangea, and a couple of tassel ferns. So it's in an area that doesn't get any sun. It's in the little nook here. So that is facing south, this is facing north, and this area gets like 0 sun. So we'll see how they do, if they get any blooms or not. And if they don't, we can always move it, no problem, right? Okay, so here is our plant selection. We've got some tassel fern. They say part sun shade, so we will see how that works. I don't know. I really like the woodland garden look, so if anything says that on the tag, I'm all for it. They should get quite large, 2 foot by 2 foot, and they're hardy to -10, it says. So we'll see, right? We never know if we're going to get down to -2 or stay in the 20s here in North Texas. So just trying to make the plants survive. Next we have the Cherry Explosion Hydrangea. I got this at a big box store. Oh, the Tassel Fern I got at a local nursery called Callaway's. They are fantastic. They have usually a pretty good selection, and their employees are pretty smart about the area, so they are really a good resource if you have questions. So this, like I said, is from a big box store. It's been sitting up front for a while waiting to be planted. So it's not in its best form right now, but in the spring, hopefully it will push out some beautiful new growth. And this says it gets 2.5 to 3.5 foot tall, and also 2.5 to 3.5 foot wide. And it's hardy zones 5 through 9. So hopefully it'll be fine too, because we don't know what our winter's going to do. And then these hellebores I'm excited about. I have 6 of these. They're in just little 1-quart containers, and I found these at the same big box store I got this at. And they are just gorgeous. So we're going to put those in the ground over here, where I have a few autumn fern that have just kind of been struggling and not doing great. And this area is just kind of sad, so I'd really like to see it improved. So let's get on it. So the other day I came out in this area, it was kind of bare. So I put a couple of bags of compost down and just let it sit, and ran the sprinklers because it's been dry. And it's pretty moist, it looks good. So hopefully the clay layer is moist as well, so we won't have too much trouble digging. But for digging, I'm using my handy dandy power planter that I use all the time and have for several years, and it reduces fatigue drastically. So all right. The clay was soft. Okay, I'm going to show it to you because I feel like it's important to discuss our soil conditions here in the North Texas. And so, like I said, I put a layer of compost down, probably 3 inches or so of a good compost with no biosolids. So it's just like composted plant material, and then I ran the sprinklers the other day, and I just let it sit. So it looks pretty moist. So let's take a look. So hopefully you can see that it really did go through a clay layer. That is straight clay, and it makes everything just fluffy and easier to work with. So hopefully the plants will do well. And I plan on doing more videos showing how to deal with our clay soils. So let's see if our hole is large enough for the hydrangea. So to determine if the hole is the right size, we don't need all this stuff on top. We're gonna carefully put our hand through the plant, and then there were a lot of fertilizer. What are they called? Pellets, fertilizer. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, so then we're gonna carefully open this and see what we're working with here. Okay, so now we've got our plant, and it looks like it's not overly rooted, and the bottom's just fallen off, so there are no roots in the bottom. So we can just go place it, and it's a little high, but like I said, the bottom didn't have roots, so I'm just gonna slough off some of the soil that was in the pot because it doesn't have roots. It's fine. So we're just gonna remove enough to fit it in where we want to put it. And plants are pretty resilient, you guys, so you can squish them around and do all kinds of stuff to it. Okay, so that looks like it's even, and we're going to call that one good. So now we've got all these hellebores and ferns. And I'm pretty excited about the hellebores because I've been a little bit of a hellebore fanatic lately. So since I put that compost the other day, it's probably soft enough to go down for these plants that are smaller. So I'm just going to get these in the ground and show you what it looks like. This is pretty rooted and it was kind of firm, so I'll probably break these up a little bit just to break that memory and have them go outward instead of continue circling, because we want them to root in and be strong plants so they can produce gorgeous flowers for us, right? So, oh, and these are moist, so you want to do another tip. So you want to water your plant probably the night before and have the soil moist so it's wet to wet. You don't want to do dry things. I wouldn't want to be moving these roots and stuff. I broke a piece off, but they're way more brittle when they're dry, so we want to make sure we're safely trying to open these up. See, that already looks better, huh? Okay, and there we go. So that's going to be able to get into the native soil and compost mix a little better. And we're done. Yay. I hope everything thrives. Let's see the finished look. Thanks for watching.